I do want to say before we get started, even though what I'm saying is about Kyo, I don't expect him to watch this video, so I'm going to try and make it as broadly applicable as possible. And I really want this video to, rather than just give an opinion about this one individual, but really to reach out to creatives who are in a similar spot and are kind of battling with where they want to push their energy and when it's okay to quit. When is it okay to drop something that's not successful? If you're a content creator who's in this spot and you've already made up your mind as to what you're going to do and how you're going to handle the situation, or you're not a content creator at all, you can go ahead and ignore this video. This video is not intended for anyone who is not a content creator or is not a struggling content creator. But if you're in a situation like the one I'm about to describe and you really don't know what to do in this situation, if you feel like you're juggling a lot of different projects at once or a lot of different channels at once, or if you're just a creative person who's got a lot of stuff going on at the same time and you're deciding whether or not you should drop one of those projects or one of those channels, this is for you. I want to help people who are struggling to juggle a lot of stuff and give you advice on whether or not you should drop some of that stuff. However, if Kyo does happen to watch the video, hello! Glad you stopped by to watch the video. So to summarize, in his video, he mentions that he's considering deleting his Twitch channel. While that might seem extreme from some perspectives, from my perspective, it makes a lot of sense. Because if you look at his YouTube channel, he's got 17,000 subscribers. But if you look at his Twitch, he's only got like 1,300 followers. So he is an order of magnitude more successful on his YouTube doing the VTuber news videos than he is on Twitch streaming. And I personally went through the exact same circumstance that he did, although to a much lesser extent. I think when I was at like 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I had like 300 followers on Twitch, and I was just like, man, my YouTube is just so much more successful, and I hardly ever stream on Twitch, one, because I'm lazy, and two, because I enjoy making videos more. So I did actually end up canceling my Twitch. I didn't eliminate my Twitch channel, but I did change the name of it to break the link so people couldn't find it anymore, because I'm done streaming on Twitch for many, many reasons. One, because I hate Twitch, and two, because I just wasn't popping off on that particular platform. I feel like I am fairly qualified to talk about what he's going through and how to extrapolate that and give advice to anyone who's watching who's at the point where you're considering whether or not to do the exact same thing. If you're making content on multiple platforms, be it TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, anywhere really. If you're making content for multiple platforms and one of them takes off, it makes sense to invest as much energy as possible into that one platform, because trying to keep up with these other platforms is just going to drain your time and your energy with less reward. So in my opinion, go where the success is. I think that makes perfect sense. That's the decision I came to, and I think it's likely where his mind is at as well. And if that's where your mind is at, I encourage you, if there is an order of magnitude between where you're successful, it makes sense to just trim the fat, because it's taking up so much of your time and energy to maintain that platform for no reward. But I do want to provide a couple of counterpoints for why someone in this position might not want to delete their other platform. So for starters, he's got 1,300 followers on Twitch, and I can name off the top of my head like a dozen people who would kill for those numbers. I know people with 50 followers on Twitch who are struggling just to stay at 3 concurrent viewers so that they can get that affiliate status. You know what I'm saying? So even though it might feel like that's not a successful Twitch channel compared to your YouTube channel, compared to most other people in the indie VTuber space, that is very successful. In the indie VTuber scene, when you compare yourself to all the other people in our space, that's like middle level. Not very many people ever make it to 1,000, and often when they do make it to 1,000, they grow over time exponentially, and they make it to 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, and it gets to a point where they're able to quit their full-time job and just stream full-time. So if you're already at this level where you're already at 1,000 followers on Twitch, I would strongly encourage you to more closely examining completely eliminating the Twitch channel. Now, one of the things that Kyo mentioned in his video is that he's going to set himself a challenge. He's going to try and upload on YouTube every day and stream on Twitch every day. Now, I don't know what his personal circumstances are, but I know what my own are, and I know the circumstances of many friends and colleagues in this space, and most of us were either going to school full-time or we work a full-time job, and I feel like forcing yourself to upload and stream every day is not good for a person's mental health. I don't think it's a lack of effort. I don't think it's laziness to not maintain daily uploads on 2 separate platforms. That is very hard to do if you have any other responsibilities as an adult human, period. So I wouldn't beat yourself up. If you can only stream twice a week and you have 1,000 followers, I think that's perfectly acceptable. And if you can maintain that without losing focus on the things that are more successful, I personally would maintain that. Because I dropped my Twitch channel when it was at like 300 or 400 followers and I was making 0 money off of it. And that's another thing that I would consider here. Are you getting subs? Are you getting donos? Are people cheering bits? Are people buying sound alerts? If you have an active community that is spending their money to see more of you and support your channel, even if it's a small amount, if it's consistent, that's only gonna grow over time and build and build. And when you combine the incomes between your Twitch and your YouTube, that's going to grow together, and it's gonna make it easier and faster for you to quit whatever your full-time job is and do VTubing full time. So I feel like, you know, if you're at this channel size already, that's the point where I would second guess eliminating it entirely. Perhaps it's better to, instead of trying to force yourself to upload every day on 2 platforms, to instead just reduce the less successful platform to a more manageable level. And also on YouTube, I personally don't believe it's even remotely necessary to upload every day. I used to upload every single day, sometimes multiple times a day on my YouTube channel, just absolutely shotgunning content. And in my experience, it did not help my growth at all. There were so many videos that like kind of took off, but then I would put out another video before the other one had a chance to grow, and then I would see an immediate tank in views because the people who are subscribed to my channel, when they go to my channel, they don't even have time to watch the previous video. They're already watching the new video. As far as your subscribers are concerned, you're kind of cutting yourself off at the knee when you upload a new video immediately after another one, because that means your subscribers, unless they watch your videos every single day, which a lot of people don't, they're probably only gonna see the most recent video and not watch the old one. So your older video might have had more chance to grow amongst your subscriber base before you put out that old one. So it's not, in my opinion, worth it to force yourself to upload every day. Because what you do when you reduce your video output to only the good stuff, that means your channel only has good stuff. Forcing yourself to put out a news video when there is effectively no news to report on, from the subscriber's perspective, it's a lot easier to be exhausted by the volume of content. Like there's a lot of people who watch Nuxtaku, for example, who has 3 different channels and uploads every goddamn day. I can tell you as an audience member, I have Nux fatigue. I have unsubscribed to his channel and only watch what the recommended tab gives me because he just makes too much content to stay on top of. So if what you're putting out isn't the best that it could be, there's no point in releasing it. So in my opinion, I feel like this strategy right here, forcing yourself to go daily on 2 different platforms, you're stressing yourself out, you're forcing yourself to do more work and getting a lot less benefit out of it. Regardless of what type of work you are doing, it does not make any sense whatsoever to force yourself to output something just to put something out there. Now, if I could do a little bit of speculation, I think one thing that he might be doing is intentionally setting himself up for failure. And I feel like people do this sort of thing all the time. I've done it myself. Is like, if you set yourself an unrealistically high expectation that you've never reached that point before, and you're setting a consequence for not reaching that goal, you're basically setting yourself up for failure. You know you're not going to reach that goal subconsciously. So when you put forth all that effort and then you don't succeed, you're kind of subconsciously giving yourself permission to quit because you failed at a goal you subconsciously knew you were never going to succeed at from the beginning. So in my opinion, I don't think it is healthy to put lofty goals in front of yourself just to have an excuse to give up. I don't think that's healthy mentally, in my opinion. If you are doing something and you genuinely want to quit and you don't have to continue it because it's your job or some other kind of responsibility, I feel like it's much healthier mentally and emotionally to just allow yourself to quit for no other reason than because you don't want to do it anymore. When it comes to a creative field, no one can force you to do anything you don't want to do. You're the creative, you're the creator. No one can make you create something you don't want to create. And if you've lost passion for something, be it you've lost passion for streaming, you've lost passion for making videos, you've lost passion for making a certain type of art, it's okay to just take a break or stop entirely for no reason other than you just don't feel like it. You don't need a justification to not force yourself to do something you don't feel fulfilled in doing. So yeah, I apologize if this video was a little bit rambly. I just had a lot of thoughts that were inspired by this announcement in the video that I hope are broadly applicable to anyone who is currently a content creator or creative of any kind. But that's all I got for you today, guys. Bye!